Hello everyone and welcome to the South Boston Speedway for the running of the BB&T 300. It's a 90-lap race today at South Boston, the second short track of the season, and a surprising front floor today. A great performance for Dusty Neal. Cloud Foster Racing Operations' first pole in the Crown Royal Truck Series comes here at South Boston with Dusty Neal in the DeVille Bis number 97 Ram. Alongside him, though, is DJ Curtis in the number 5 for Diego Yepes Incorporated, a big threat with that DYI program, the rookie, on their team. But behind them, a proud owner right there as he is sandwiched between his two drivers, Dusty Neal and Logan Bradley on the outside. It's Tib Foster for Orange Auto starting this race in third. Tib not really a short track ace or anything really on the ovals. His only 2 wins have come on road courses at Road America in Season 3 and at Mosport last season in the Crown Royal Truck Series. Tib Foster ready to take this X-Side Batteries number 40 home to victory lane. Austin Murray, though, in the Lavazza 88 is the big threat at the short tracks. The Mid-South Automotive program is very, very strong, but he has to get out in front to show that potential. He starts 6th today on the outside at the South Boston race for the Dr. Pepper Dash Series. The outside line was a big, big problem. There's just no grip up there, and you can't really defend many passes. So Austin might slip back early, might cost him everything. Gatlin Downey, DJ Gibson, but last 2 weeks winner, Alex Peters at Auto Club and Peter Onjak at Mesa Marin. The last time we were at a short track, they roll off at row 5. And Peter is one to watch. This Knopf Menards 44 for Orange Auto. It went to victory lane just 2 weeks ago at Mesa Marin, and now he is ready to take 2 race wins in the short track program for Orange Auto. Peter Onjak in this 44 team. It is a big story today to see if they will be able to get up to the front, maybe even push their driver, Tib Foster, to a race victory. Looking further back, there is your points leader, Jay Jefferson in 13th. Jay is a very strong short track driver. 2 wins at Richmond out of the 3 in his career. He's looking for a 4th here in Virginia, a 4th career win in Virginia. But the 48 team right now sits on top of the point standings, 11 points over Logan Cloud and Zachary DeLello. DeLello starts a bit further back than he'd want, but Logan Cloud spun it in qualifying. He starts this race from the 39th position alongside Jay's driver, Eli Bright. Both of those drivers spinning early on. Jay Jefferson, the biggest driver to watch here. 3 top 10s and 2 top 5s, an average finish of 6.25, and his worst finish this season coming at Daytona with a 13th place run. Jefferson is sure to put that truck inside the top 10, put himself on the way to a race victory. Further back, Mark Silas driving for Fitzwater Australia Racing. This week it was announced they had to shut down their Mountain Dew Custom Series program as it was gouging way too much money out of the team. The CRTS program hasn't done much better, but Zachary Fitzwater wants to go big or go home. And Mark Silas, a great run, got himself into the show today. He rolls off in the 17th position. The Pure Tech 81 looking to bring FAR some luck. Carson Bowers, we noticed in the pre-race show that he is 6th in points, but also he has 3 top 10s just like Jay Jefferson. The only difference in Carson not being higher in points and battling Jay for the points lead, a 29th place finish at Daytona. Bowers starting deep in the field today. Behind him is his teammate Anderson Reed. Both of these Orange Auto drivers got up into the top 10 at Mesa Marin, now looking to win this race. Bob Helipad in the 05 beside them. That's a part-time DYI entry further back. And Sebastian Kukulon, before we go racing down for the command, Kukulon, 4 DNFs, or 3 DNFs, 1 horrible finish, 6 points this season. It ain't good for the 12 team. Let's go ahead down trackside for the commands to fire the engines at the BB&T 300 at South Boston. It's sure to be a great race today. Let's go down for the command.
Drivers, start your engines!
Pepsi and the NSDCA have teamed up this season to bring you the Pepsi Pole Award for the fastest qualifier in all 22 Crown Royal Truck Series races this season. This week it's Dusty Neal for Cloud Foster Racing's first CRTS pole. Neal looking to put himself in victory lane and really shake up those chase standings here at South Boston. A great short track racer looking for his first career win. Can he do it today in the BB&T 300? With that, the engines are fired. 40 drivers for 90 laps at the BB&T 300. Dusty Neal looking for his first career race win. DJ Curtis starts alongside him. 2 orange trucks on the front row with the DeVille Bis and Gear Wrench trucks of those 2 drivers. A lot of racing here. 90 laps is a good long race for the short tracks. 60 laps is the fuel window, however, which means about 2/3 of the race will be run on one green flag stop. If this race goes 90 laps, green flag. Dusty Neal, DJ Curtis out in front, but one thing about the pit road is that it could be tricky to get on. Look how thin it is for 40 trucks, as well how short this track is. A 4-tire pit stop takes a lot of time. Could put these guys a lap down. Dusty Neal and DJ Curtis lead us down. Green flag is in the air. A great jump for Dusty Neal, and they head into turn 1. Neal jumps into the lead into turns 1 and 2, and out of 2, he's going to hold on to the race lead. Tim Foster right beside him, 2 and 3 wide the rest of the way through this grid. As Maxwell Fay in that 16 looks to the bottom, clears DJ Curtis now, and Fay moves himself into third spot. Curtis tries to throw it in. Now Downey shoved up the track by Alex Peters. Further back, you got Jay Jefferson in that 48 moving his way to the front. Tim Foster all over the back of Dusty Neal, looking for that race lead off of turn number 4. Already just 2 laps into this one, and Neal could be moved out of the race lead by his own team owner, Tim Foster. For the back, Maxwell Fay and Alex Peters making a move, but Tim Foster now down to the bottom on Neal. Looking for the race lead is the Angiato 40, looking for Angiato to sweep the short track so far this season. Tim Foster for the race lead, and he will clear Neal. The good thing about them being out in front, Neal won't fall back about 5 spots. He'll just fall back into second. Side by side for fourth. Look further back. Alex Benyako takes the 2 Rockstar Energy trucks up the track. Cody Goforth, Gatlin Downey. Austin Murray a bit further back as well. And now they are pushing as Goforth stuck in the middle. Downey trying to get clear of that. Alex Peters, your Auto Club winner, moves his way into third as Tim Foster pulls away in that 40 truck. Neal in second. Now Peters clears into third. Jay Jefferson in that 48. Looking to the inside of that 16 of Maxwell Fye. That is for the 4th spot. As we say, Jay Jefferson in the pre-race, he's your points leader, has not finished a race lower than 13th this season. That was at Daytona. 3 straight top 10s, 2 top 5s out of those. He is very strong. 11 points up on Cloud and DeLello as they run right now. Jay Jefferson, though, in the 48. He sits this race in the 4th spot. Austin Murray moves his way into 5th. And Murray, this Mid-South Automotive team at short tracks, very strong. He was 3rd in the race at Mesa Marin before he got crashed out in that 88 after a very big incident. He's right now sitting in the 5th spot. Dusty Neal has fallen back from Tib Foster, but it's Tib out in front. 9 laps complete through this one. We'll go ahead and take you guys on a flyby through the field as the field's starting to spread out up front. Foster, Neal, Peters, Jefferson, and Murray, your top 5, with Curtis clear into 6th, and it's just a pack of trucks, everyone trying to fight their way up from the back. A couple drivers to point out. Matthew Eves puts the 30 in the show for the first time this season. They've tried every race, DNQ'd every single one of them. Right now in 40th, Jake Galloway. He might just have been shoved out, but he might be playing conservative as well. Coming off of his injury at Las Vegas, he is back in this 84 truck after 2 great performances by the 84 drivers. Larry Hagan, a 3rd at Mesa Marin, and Antoine Smith, an 11th place run after being in the top 10 for most of the race at Auto Club. This is really bringing into some concerns over Jake and his talent right now, and if he will be able to get himself back up there. This truck has been proven to lead laps, be contending for wins. He right now sits this race in the 37th spot. Another driver back as well. Eli Bright started this race from 40th. He's moving up inside the top half. Logan Bradley started this race from 4th. He's now dropped to the back, but Logan Cloud started this race from the 29th or 39th position. 1 car around up here, 2 cars around. It looks like Maxwell Fay. He was leading this, or he was up front in this race. Mark Silas held up by him, and that is big there. Tib Foster's going to have to whoa up for the pace truck, but Maxwell Fay goes around, and that's going to stack the field right back up. Mark Silas with some damage. Heartbreak for the 81 team. Christian Vargas spun around on the pace laps, and everyone's going to pile on in now at the back here, and just a big stack up at the back as everyone's trying to get back into the line for pace laps. Tib Foster in this 40 truck. Dusty Neal in second, but Tib has been the driver pretty much dominating this race so far. Led all of the laps after, I believe, lap 3 when he passed Dusty Neal. We'll see if anyone will come down pit road. You'd have to make this a 2-stop race if they come down now, but yeah, Tib Foster's going to be one of the first ones down, and he's going to lead a significant portion of the field down pit road. Let's see if anyone will stay out. It's basically for track position at this point. Cloud, Bright come in. Matty Porta is going to stay out. They stayed out last time he got that track position. Was able to finish up front. Eves and Friesen will also stay out on track, as well as Irving Allison brings it in. Stapleton, Jackson, Fay bring it in. Butcher and Bradley. Everyone bringing it on in down onto pit road. We'll see. The NSDCA has slowed down the pace speed from 40 to 30 here at South Boston, so these guys would have enough time to do any pit stops on pit road that they need. Jay Jefferson will be back out, but Tim Foster will be the first driver out. Neal beats Jefferson off of pit road. Austin Murray, Alex Peters, Cody Goforth, Carson Bowers, Anderson Reed, DJ Curtis, Riley Spurleytube look to be the field. You see how thin that pit road is. You could barely go too wide. You see even Bob Helipat had to slow down and stop basically to get Maxwell Fye into his pit box. Cody Goforth as well, but this is good. The pace speed will work out as everyone, it looks like, will be able to come back out. Brady Burkhart, they had to tear the hood off of that truck. Logan Bradley, the last driver on pit road, and he will be close but will not have to go down a lap. We'll go ahead, take a quick look and see what happened to bring out this caution as the field tries to pace themselves around. Problems with Jake Galloway in that 84 possibly, but bring guys back to the action after this. But what happened to bring out the first caution of the race here at the BB&T 300?
It was Maxwell Fye that gets hooked by Riley Spurleytube. Spurleytube just dove it in there and spins Fye up and into the outside wall. Brady runs right in, hits him. Mark Silas gets a piece of it. I think Matthew Brown might have gotten a piece of it too from Logan Bradley. But on board with Spurleytube as he just drove right into the back of the 16 and spun him around. Pretty basic crash for our first wreck of the day, but it's Maxwell Fye going around to turn number 2 here at South Boston to bring out our first caution.
Back live at South Boston for the BB&T 300. Going back green here on lap 18 of 90. Matty Porta sits in the race lead. Eves second, Friesen third. These three all stayed out, did not come down pit road. Tim Foster sits fourth. Dusty Neal fifth. Jefferson sixth. Murray seventh. Peters eighth. Goforth ninth. Bowers 10th. One thing to point out, we saw a couple people take tires on pit road. The tire life actually lasts much longer than the fuel here. The teams found that out in practice, that really the tires do not matter as much. It's just the fuel and the track position that's more important. We'll see how that'll play out as this race goes along. 18 to 90 complete. Porta leads us down. Green flag is back in the air. We're racing once again at South Boston. Dusty Neal looking to the inside of Tim Foster. Porta out in front, though. Now you got Carter Friesen looking for the second spot on Matthew Eves. But Neal, the first driver of those guys who went down pit road, he now puts himself as the first driver ahead of Tim Foster. As Tim's now going to be shuffled out a bit. Carter Friesen made the move around Eves. Now looking for the race lead on Matty Porta. A big move in that 85 down to the bottom. And looking for the race lead. 20 and 90 complete. Porta leads that lap, but Friesen right on the inside of him, making a move, and it looks like that'll give it to Diego Yepes Incorporated's Carter Friesen. Now you got Murray fighting Neal, Bowers, Jefferson, Foster. Look at the Rams up front. This season has pretty much been a Dodge and Ford owned season. Chevrolet, of course, is only basically Impala, so they haven't done anything. But GMC, outside of Logan Cloud, has not been a contender as well. Toyota and Shane Burkhardt Racing has been just caught up fighting each other so much that they aren't really the top drivers. This is the first time a Toyota is even inside the top 5 this race, and it's Eves on that fuel strategy. Carter Friesen pulling away. Bowers has now cleared Austin Murray, now looking for the third spot on Matty Porta as they go through this one, and he now moves himself into the third position. Further back, Dusty Neal fighting off Anderson Reed. DJ Gibson, you got Peter Onjak further back there. There's Kukulon. Right now, Rockstar Energy Racing, they all had trucks up front with Goforth and Downey. Now, Morris and Kukulon pass Goforth right now. Kukulon, heartbreaking season so far, to put it least. 48th in points after 4 races. There haven't even been 48 drivers who have ran more than a race this season, and that's how bad Kukulon's doing. 1 finish outside of the top 30 on the racetrack. 3 others were DNFs. This 12 team has just cost so much money, so much time, and has not shown results at all. Kukulon hoping that this season will finally go differently for him as he's up inside the top 15. Here's Jay Jefferson, just shoves Matty Porta out of the way. That is for, I believe, the 5th position. Carson Bowers has cleared Matthew Eves and now has his sights set on Carter Friesen. Anjado looking to sweep the sweep the short tracks right off the bat here. 2 drivers out of this race, Paul Jackson and Irving Allison. I believe that was from the stack up coming back around. But Carson Bowers really catching up to Friesen. It might be those tires, and it might just be Bowers a bit faster. The tires do not give too much of an advantage, but there is still an advantage. The only thing is you're risking possibly going a lap down for a horrible 4-tire pit stop. Austin Murray clear into 4th, Jefferson 5th, Neal in 6th. Dusty Neal surprised everyone. He was in the chase earlier on this season. After Las Vegas, he was actually 9th in points and would have gotten a wild card spot. Neal has fallen back, though, to the 15th position after an Auto Club race did not go his way. Getting wrecked, of course, by Eli Bright. But he's running very well. You see Peter Ronjak in that number 44. He's now moving his way into the top 6. So a driver who won our last short track race now up inside this top 10, trying to make his way towards the front. Tim Foster, now the Orange Auto driver, dropping to the back. But look at Sebastian Kukulon, as we were talking before. He's struggling. Rockstar Energy Racing has actually been struggling. Go Forth and Downey, they are both inside the top 20 in points. Both would be eligible for some wild card spots. But Kukulon, a horrible season so far. He's inside the top 10. DJ Curtis making a move. Now further back, you see Tibb just really dropping back. He has not been able to get back to the inside. And Jose Perez now fighting Logan Cloud back there. Cloud and Bright started this race from the last row on the grid. They're moving their way to the front. Mark Silas. This team was so good at the start of this race. They were up inside the top 10. Now with damage, looks like that dream is over. Fitzwater Australia Racing hits back to reality. Fitzwater right back there as well. There you see Logan Bradley. Started this race from the 4th position. Not doing good for him. And at the back of the pack, Christian Vargas and Matthew Brown. As we said, the GMC's not really showing speed this season. Pretty much where they've been this whole time. Carson Bowers has taken the race lead here away from Carter Friesen. Friesen drops to 2nd. Austin Murray clear into 3rd. Jefferson 4th. And now Onjak 5th. There you see Matthew Eves trying to hold on for 6th now over Dusty Neal. Further back, Matty Porta also stayed out. But Sebastian Kukulon, great run. He moves himself into 8th. So this is the race he needed. As long as he can keep this 12 up front and keep it in the show, he could really improve himself here at South Boston. But Carson Bowers has taken the lead, and now he is trying to pull away from the field. Carter Friesen sits 2nd. 3rd is Austin Murray. 4th, Jay Jefferson. 5th, Peter Onjak. 6th, Neal. 7th, Eves. We're going to go ahead and take you guys to a quick commercial break. Bring you guys back to the action after these words from our sponsors, BB&T 300.
I'd like to taste a real Italian coffee, please.
Real Italian coffee.
Did you say real Italian coffee?
Real Italian coffee?
What?
What?
Bas?
What?
What is the real Italian coffee?
I don't know.
It's espresso, no? Mocha?
You mean black coffee? Cappuccino? Caffè con leche.
Americano? Espresso americano.
On ice?
It's called Fredo.
Holy shit.
She wants the real Italian coffee.
She wants real Italian coffee.
You mean flat white?
Did someone say instant?
That's a game changer.
Real Italian coffee.
That's amazing. So what is the real Italian coffee?
Ah, the real Italian coffee.
Lavazza.
Why didn't she just say so?
Exactly.
Back live here at the BB&T 300 on lap 43. It is Carson Bowers in the race lead over Friesen, Murray, Onjak, and Jefferson. Bowers, though, starting to catch some lap traffic here as Vargas will be fighting him up in front here. Lap 43 and 90 as we go across the line right there. Now he's all over the back of Christian Vargas, right on the bumper, trying to get around him. Might be trying to move him out of the way. You see Friesen and Murray in 2nd, so Bowers might have to negotiate this lap traffic a little bit harder here as they go around. There you see Bowers trying to get back to the inside of Vargas as he goes, and we got a spin at Zachary DeLello in the 57. His day done now. Smoke pouring from that truck. Brady Burkhart might have had a piece of it. Bowers will lead the field back around. Friesen back in 2nd. Top 5 stays the same, or at least the top 9 stays the same. Brady Burkhart might have been in another incident here. Man, it looks like Brady just wants to be suspended indefinitely at this point. He has been involved in an incident pretty much every race so far. Now, of course, we'll analyze the replay, see if it was his fault, because if it was not his fault, we're not going to suspend him for it. But, man, this 99 team, there's something going on over at over at Shade Burkhardt Racing. There's something in the water because they are not fans of the rest of the field. Christian Vargas is trying to get himself back around the pace truck. He is on the lead lap. He was ahead of Bowers at the line, but the stack up. Swishing this up. Carter Friesen. He did not pit early on. He's going to come on down now. This strategy might work for Friesen because the rest of the field, they came in around lap, I believe, 15 was our first caution. So Friesen in this 85, he'll be able to make it down. One thing to point out, Eves and Porta have not pit this race either. 46 laps in. The fuel tanks only last about 60 laps. They are staying out. Maybe they're thinking another caution right after this, but weird for them to think that. Anyway, Carson Bowers is leading us around. Murray, Onjack, Jefferson, and Neal, your top 5. These guys will have to pit shortly, but we'll go ahead and take you guys to our second caution replay of the day. Zachary DeLello and possibly Brady Burkhardt get together here at South Boston.
So the second caution today comes out. It's Zachary DeLello actually says he had a tire going down, hits the wall, and then hits the opening at the end of the wall. So Brady Burkhardt is involved in the crash, but he was not the point of it, so that is good for him and for SBR. It does not look like there will need to be any disciplinary action for SBR again. But Zachary DeLello, heartbreak there, blows a tire, scrapes the wall, his day done in the BB&T 300.
Back live a little early at the BB&T 300. Carson Bowers, Murray, Onjack, Jefferson, Neal, your top 5. It is 5 Dodges, followed by 1 Ford of Sebastian Kukulon, which is the big surprise here, followed by a Toyota, 2 more Dodges, and a Ford round out your top 10. That is the thing with this season so far, is that the Dodge Rams and the Ford F-150s pretty much have just been the class of the field. GMC only has Logan Cloud up front. The other GMC's barely making races. And the Toyotas of Shade Burkhardt Racing, they've just been having so much fighting with everyone else, they haven't been able to win a race. One thing to point out, now as they run, Carter Friesen is the only driver who can make it to the end of the race on fuel. That could be the big strategy change here. The rest of the field, they all pit on lap 15 or lap 16. That means they'll have to come in around lap 76, 14 to go. Porta and Eves have to come in about 15, 16 laps. Green flag is back in the air. Bowers leads us down. Murray with a great restart. And we're back racing at the BB&T 300 as they head on through. Bowers out in front. Murray, Onjack, Jefferson, Neal, your top 5. Kukulon in 6th. But now, can Austin Murray get the run? Jefferson moves on Jack out of the way. I think what he's saying is, I gave you the win at Mesa Marin. Let's go now. And Jefferson down to the inside on Jack. That is for the 3rd spot. Austin Murray in the 88 dives it in. Stapleton's down pit road. He might be trying to pit early. Very under pit. But Murray takes the lead away for Mid-South Automotive. He is your new race leader in the Lavazza 88. Now Jefferson looking for a move back there further. Murray up the track, almost hits the access road that DeLello did, and now that brings Bowers right back to his bumper. Look back there in 5th, Sebastian Kukulon. What would it be if he had 4 DNFs, or at least 4 horrible finishes, and went on to win this race? That is what he's looking to do right now, as he's moved his way now looking for the 4th spot on Peter Onjack. Kukulon started this race from the 23rd position. It was a pretty mediocre starting spot for what he's been doing, but Kukulon now into the 4th position. He is on the move. He is a man on a mission. Matthew Eves stacking up the field. There's the Logan Cloud has actually moved his way in that 91 into the top 10 after starting this race very far back, as well as Eli Bright. Those guys started on the last row. Porta doesn't have much longer. He can last. Neither does Matthew Eves. Eves is just kind of stacking up the field while Porta's letting everyone by. DeLello is out of this race, as well as Irving Allison and Paul Jackson. It is Austin Murray, though, in this Lavazza 88 out in front, looking for his first career Crown Royal Truck Series win. And what a way it would be at Mesa Marin. He was going to be fighting an Onjato driver if he wanted to win this race, and now he's fighting another Onjato driver, Carson Bowers. Look at Dusty Neal in this 97. He has a truck to beat. In traffic, he can maneuver through the field. Out in front, he can maneuver through the field. He has the speed. This could be his best chance at winning a race since Texas a few seasons ago. Logan Cloud now down to the inside on Matthew Eves as they're making the move. Porta and Eves have to be hoping for a caution, and soon, if they don't want to fall maybe 2 or 3 laps down by taking a pit stop very late in this race. But again, everyone has to except this driver right here, Carter Friesen. Friesen right now sits himself looking for the 27th position in that 85. If he can hang on, if this race goes green to the end, it's Friesen's race. He's going to win this race by maybe a lap or two in the biggest margin in NSDCA history, but we'll see if we'll get there, if we will have any more cautions. We've had a couple this race. Still, South Boston very tight. You're going to see some bumpers being used as Matthew Eves works to the inside of Anderson Reed. We'll go back up and talk about Austin Murray again, because this 88 team, this is not their regular short track truck. Their short track truck was the Mesa Marin truck that they had last time out at Mesa Marin. They totaled that. They had to work this backup out and pull it out and work on it over the early spring break due to all that damage on that 88 truck. So this is not really the short track truck they had planned to run this race, but he's out in front anyway for Lavazza and for Mid-South Automotive. He is up in this race lead. Bowers sits second in the discount tire 25. Again, just like Peter Onjak, he is on a very long drought for race wins. He won the Season 2 championship in the Mountain Dew Custom Series with 2 race victories. That was the last time he's won. He has not won since he joined the truck team, and now as they run, he and Jake Galloway are the only 2 Mountain Dew Custom Series drivers who have won a championship in the MDCS and not won in the Crown Royal Truck Series. Of course, Tip Foster won Mosport last season, and it was Peter Onjak winning 2 weeks ago at Mesa Marin. But Austin Murray out in front and pulling away. We said this 88 truck will be a major threat if they can get out into clean air, and you see they are dominating now, out almost 2 seconds ahead of Bowers. Now down to about 1.5 seconds there as Dusty Neal is starting to catch Bowers. Kukulon is fighting his way up here in 4th, and that has to be good. AT&T not happy with Kukulon and said they were ready to back out if he kept DNFing. Now he's showing what speed he has. He is up in the 4th spot. This is a feel-good story for everyone. 66 and 90. Porta and Eves are still out there. They have to be almost running on fumes now, and if they get trapped on the outside, that could be major complication for everyone. Look at Carter Friesen. Those new tires. Now, a 60-lap difference on tires works anywhere, as we said, but Friesen in this 85, he's almost inside the top 15 as they're running right now. As he moves to the inside of Butcher, he is now 15th. Inside of Eves, that is 14th. Diego Yepes Incorporated might be celebrating in victory lane tonight. Friesen is on a tear. He might win this race before these guys even have to pit. But Austin Murray, look at the gap that he's formed. You see there the bright blue truck at the very back of that group. There is second Carson Bowers, third Neal. But you see how open the front part of the field is to the back part of the field. Look at how many drivers are 2x2, even 3 wide at the back of this grid. And you see how sparse it is up front with just single file racing. Austin Murray, though, tears to the inside of Maxwell Fye, now working on Matthew Brown. So this 88 truck, he's showing that he has speed. Once he gets out in front, he might be unstoppable, especially if pit stops go his way, if the pit strategies go his way. Logan Cloud started this race from the 39th position. He is now inside the top 10, working on points leader Jay Jefferson. These 2 are the top 2 in points. Zachary DeLello was 3rd in points. He's out of this one, so he's continuing his downward slope now. Alex Peters, Carter Friesen, Carson Bowers, Irving Allison, DJ Gibson. That was the 8 chase drivers in this race. You saw a little further back, just outside of turn, just at the top of your screen is Alex Peters and DJ Gibson. Those guys sit 4th and 8th in points. Irving Allison is out of this one. Carson Bowers, though, running up in the 2nd spot as he's trying to work his way through lap traffic with Maxwell Fay and Christian Vargas. Meanwhile, Austin Murray has kind of been held up by Matthew Brown. But Bowers, he sits this race 6th in points. He's had a very, very strong team, very strong drive this season. Again, 3 top 10s, looking for his 4th today. Bowers really driving away with this one. Cloud or Eves and Porta. Porta is still out on track. Eves is still out on track, and they are both still on this. So 74 and 90 complete. Maybe we miscalculated the fuel window because we thought they would have had to pit a long while ago. But Austin Murray is out in front in this 88 truck. He is right now leading caution. No, that's just the yellow. Jose Perez is blown up on the outside. That's going to stack up the grid. And there he goes around in front of the field. Dusty Neal's in it. And that is heartbreak for Neal. Cloud runs right into Perez. Heavy damage for him. Now Kukulon. Sebastian Kukulon's in it with heavy damage. Chaos here. Dusty Neal, his day's going to be done. And Austin Murray will have Carson Bowers right on his back bumper. So we said the fuel window was 60. It looks like it could have been maybe 70, maybe 75 laps, and they were just really stretching it, but a couple guys stacking up. Logan Cloud, heavy front-end damage for the 91, started this race from the 39th position, and he's done. His day is over. Dusty Neal's down pit road in that 97. He's going to bring it on down, and his chance at a race win looks like it'll be over as well for the DeVilbiss number 97. He pulls it down into that first pit box. Heavy damage to the 97. They're going to try to repair it, so that's good to see there. Everyone else staying out. So these guys have to be running on fumes. We saw that the fuel tanks were filled up so much that running full speed would be about 60 to 70 laps. Matthew Eves now brings it down pit road. Matty Porta's staying out, so Eves, they are on fumes. They're saying that that truck is empty. So Porta, we're going to have to check the fuel tank on the 20. That might be an illegal fuel tank. But I guess instead of 60, the fuel window might be about 75 or something like that. If so, these guys are pretty good. Eves, they pull it down. No tires needed. They're just going to go fuel and just fuel it to the end of this run. Murray will lead. Bowers will be second, Onjak third, Jefferson fourth, and Cody Goforth up to fifth. Burkhart, Fay, and Vargas will be lap trucks in the grid. Let's go ahead and take a look and see. Our third caution of the day, it's Jose Perez.
This big pileup starts with Jose Perez. He blows up heading down the front straightaway and into turn one. He's up on top of the track, but a stupid move here to get down. It would have been better just to call the caution for him stalling on the track, but he pulls down in front of Brady. Nowhere for Brady to go. Takes out Dusty Neal, Maxwell Fay, and Logan Cloud runs right in. A great day for Cloud. Takes him out. Kukulon tried to make it through the crash, but Jay Jefferson runs into the side of him, so nothing there. Kukulon's still inside the top 10. On board, though, with Brady Burkhart as Perez just came down, and Brady, he tried to slow down, tried to go through. He did not know where Jose was going and spun 35 around. So yet another caution here down in turn number 2. Jose Perez cuts across the field, takes out a few good contenders here in the BB&T 300.
What makes BB&T different from any other bank?
Quality, it's an attitude, being the best you can be.
At BB&T, we value things money can't buy. Things like commitment, integrity, performance. So come see why some of the best things about BB&T have no limits, penalties, or federal regulations.
BB&T is more than a bank, it's an attitude.
You will be inside. 10 laps to go before we go back racing here at the BB&T 300. Austin Murray. Christian Vargas is a pick now. Murray ready to win this race, looking to win it for Mid-South Automotive. The Lavazza number 88 looking to go to victory lane at South Boston. But behind him, two hungry Onj Auto drivers, Bowers and Onjak, second and third. Onj Auto has said this is the season of redemption. After a horrible season 4, they fixed out all the kinks. They are now big threats to win this. Back in fourth, Jay Jefferson. Fifth, Cody Goforth. A great performance there. Ben Yako has found his way into the 6th position. Alex Peters, 7th. Kukulon, he got spun by Jefferson on the way back. Still no damage. He's 8th. Gibson 9th, but Carter Friesen, he has maybe 40 lap fresher tires on those right sides at least. I know I took 2. I'm not sure if he took 4. He has much fresher tires than everyone else in this grid. Except, well, Eves didn't take tires. But Eves came down pit road. Porta has not. Porta has to be running on fumes at this point in that 20 because there's no way you can save that much fuel, especially with these guys knowing that they had to come down and pit. But Austin Murray leading us down. It's going to be 9 laps to go in the BB&T 300. Vargas, move out of the way quick. Bowers and Onjak want this race win. Murray with a huge jump over Vargas. Green flag is back in the air. We're racing once again at the BB&T 300. Bowers trying to make short work of Vargas and trying to get around him as quickly as possible. Carson Bowers, he has not won in 2 seasons. He wants to get up there and pass Murray. But Murray, an ex-Onj Auto driver, could have been in one of these seats in one of those trucks this season. Murray up the track. He likes that outside line. Vargas fighting, trying to get some TV time, I guess. Now Kukulon to the inside of Jefferson. Brown is on pit road. There you see Friesen already tearing his way up through the grid. Alex Peters shoved around. Will we see a caution? Caution is out. Caution is out. There will be 6 laps to go when they take the caution. I think we will be able to have laps green, and that's not what Murray wants to see because Carson Bowers should be right on his bumper. Jefferson up there as well. Kukul on Friesen got up to 7th already, but Alex Peters gets dumped there. Matty Porta in that 20 truck. Somehow, I don't know, maybe he's been just saving enough fuel, but if he does not pit, that's going to be interesting. Big stack up as they're trying to stack it back up, and Matty Porta gets some heavy damage in that, so now Porta might have to come pit. Matthew Brown, don't know where he was at time of the caution. Hopefully not in front of Carson Bowers, because we could see a showdown here between Austin Murray and Carson Bowers on this late restart. Looking for the second Ram to win at the short tracks. Looks like the Ford's got the bigger tracks pretty much set up for them. Matty Porta, some heavy damage to the 20. Don't know if they're going to have to pit. It might be hard to see for Porta. We'll see if he will come down. Will be heartbreak there, but again, these short tracks, it's just so short. You got to get in line so quickly. So we'll see, and he will bring it on down. So Porta will be the last driver down pit road. It looks like everyone else will be able to make it. With Porta making it 86 laps, he had to be saving and coasting this entire race. But Austin Murray, Carson Bowers out in front. We'll see what'll happen in these final laps at South Boston, but we got to check and see what happened to Alex Peters first.
The final caution of the day, Alex Peters gets dumped by DJ Gibson. Not really a spin, just to slide up the track, but they threw the caution anyway. Must have been because he stopped near the top of the track. Go ahead and take you guys to our final commercial break. Bring you guys back to the action to see if we will have any laps to finish this BB&T 300.
Back live here at South Boston, and this is what it's looking like. 4 laps to go. Lights on the pace truck go out. This time we have a 2-lap dash. Lights on the pace truck go out. Next time, 1-lap dash. And I believe the NSDCA should let us go back racing. It was a very minor incident. Hopefully they go out this time so we could have a 2-lap dash here at South Boston. And we will see. Will the lights on the pace truck go out? They will not. So we're looking at possibly our 3rd 1-lap dash of the season. The last one at Auto Club, Zachary DeLello got help from Alex Peters, went on to win the race. At Las Vegas, though, Jose Perez jumped Logan Cloud and took home the victory. Now, if the lights on the pace truck don't go out this time the race is over and it's Austin Murray's race to win. Carson Bowers, very close. Porta, actually, they did not repair the truck. It looks like he had to come down for fuel that time, so right at the end, he was running out of fuel. I guess they were trying to do a no-stop this race with all the cautions, but if the lights don't go out this time the race is over. The lights go out. In 5 races, 3 of them will be decided by a 1-lap dash to the finish. Austin Murray is in front. Carson Bowers in this 25 is going to try to take every opportunity he can. It's going to be a very, very quick lap. He has to get ready. He has to get on the throttle, try to pass Murray on this restart, because if he cannot clear him by turn 3, I don't think he's going to win this race. On Jack's too far back. They have 2 lap trucks, the 2 GMCs of Vargas and Brown in between them. Murray and Bowers, it's going to be settled between them. Coming down to take the green flag. Can Bowers get a good enough jump on Murray? A 1-lap dash for the 3rd time this season. Bowers gets a horrible restart. Green flag is back in the air. Murray out in the lead. Bowers trying everything, but it's not going to be enough. Murray's going to pull away. Too late on the gas. Austin Murray for Lavazza and Mid-South Automotive. Bowers tries at the end. It's not going to be enough. Austin Murray wins at South Boston for Mid-South Automotive. And everyone has to get on the brakes and get down pit road very, very quickly. So there's going to be a bunch of scatter. A couple trucks in the pit wall down there. That's all right. The NSDCA will cover those damages. But it is Austin Murray taking home the victory at South Boston. A great race there at the end, and Murray takes it home. Look at that pack of trucks still out there making laps, led by Zachary Fitzwater. But Austin Murray, it was too easy at the end of that one. When Bowers did not get a good enough restart at the end of that, it was just hit your mark, set sail, and he wins. We said that 88 truck is going to be a big threat this race, and he shows that short track might of Mid-South Automotive. They have one of the best chassis programs in the garage. The 88 team takes home their first win of the season and puts the 5th different winner onto victory lane this season. 5 races, 5 different winners. 3 of them decided by a one-lap dash. 2 of the 3 one-lap dashes decided before turn number 1. But Austin Murray takes home the victory this race here at South Boston. It was a great performance by Murray. He played it right, got down early to get some of that fuel and make sure they could make it to the end. Dusty Neal's going to come up just short in that 97, but a very strong performance there. Neal comes home 26th. It was short, but it could have been a much better result. Andrade takes a 2nd, a 3rd, a 9th, and a 10th. All 4 of them take a top 10 run. But an exciting race nonetheless here at the BB&T 300 with Austin Murray taking home the victory. It was a Ram 1, 2, 3, 4 here with Murray, Bowers, Onjak, and Jefferson, with Alex Banyaka, the lone Toyota, inside the top 15. A great performance today by Austin Murray brings him to victory lane. And we will see you guys next time on the NSDCA. For our first road course of the season, the trucks will finally get to go to Road America for a doubleheader with the Mountain Dew Custom Series. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the NSDCA on NBCSN, and we'll see you guys next time. The great racing today we saw from Austin Murray at South Boston gave him the race win, but Jay Jefferson continues his march in the points to an even greater points run. Murray will now find himself in a chase for a championship. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time out at Road America for the Mountain Dew Custom Series and Crown Royal Truck Series. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next time on the NSDCA.